Okay, there we go, guys. Looking pretty good. Got Susie Q to be the line master here. Yeah, look at those fries. You got the Polish there.
Yeah, Polish and it's all
I've never
decked
seen
out.
fries like that. It must be some special
They call them sidewinder fries.
sideline. Good morning, folks. It's DJ Wonder Chrissy back at it again. It is Tuesday, February 6th, and we're going to mix it up a little bit today. Our condolences to the fans and family of Toby Keith. I'm a big country music fan. I listened to Toby for a real long time, and sad to hear the news that he's no longer with us, but he's a patriot. Has done many USO tours, and he's a red-blooded American, folks. So we raise our cup. I need to get myself a red Solo cup here, but we'll raise our cup to Toby and pray for him. Okay, so today we're going to talk finance a little bit. I wanted to show you some stuff here. Let me see here. I bring up this chart we got going on here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Maybe it's not going to let us bring this one up because it's kind of a... let's see here. See if we can get it now. Okay, so look at this chart here. This is New York Community Bank Corp. It has lost in the last week or so. It went from like here's $11.30 to now it's worth $4.90. Look at that. That's over a couple of months there. Let's you guys can't see that. Let me give you a better shot there. There you go. Look at this chart, folks. This is what happens to banks in the later stages, right before they go under. Let me give you a little background on this bank. This bank bought a lot of Signature Bank Corp that was in New York last March, April, whenever they went under, and they got it for 47% on the dollar, so less than 50% of the value they paid for it. Everything was looking good on their bank at that point in time. Let's go back 1 year here. You'll see back in May, it was holding out. It was holding in the $8-9 range. Looks like it had an issue back here too. When was this? March. It had some issues, but it recovered and went all the way up to $13. Now it's down to $4.90, and I don't know if it's going to make a comeback or not. But anyway, they bought a lot of the signature garbage, and they just dropped. The reason they had such a precipitous drop in their stock price is they cut their dividend last week from 17 cents to 5 cents, and also upped their reserves for failures of loans that they saw coming down the pike that they didn't have reserves for. They should have put reserves, up their reserves when they bought that signature book when times were good, but they waited until now when they saw bad things on the horizon, and guess what? They're taking a stock hit here. So the stock price here is one of the things that banks can use when they need money or having problems. They can always rely on their stock maybe to help them out in a pinch. But when your stock drops precipitously like this, it's not a tool anymore. So here's an example of a bank that's going through some difficult times, and we'll watch them for the next couple of weeks because things may get a little bit dicey. And then I also would like to share with you an article here where Jerome Powell came out just a day ago saying that commercial real estate is a manageable problem, but some banks will close, he says. So even we have the head of I guess he's the head of the Fed. He's predicting more small banks will likely close or merge due to commercial real estate weakness. You know, like I said, I think a video a couple of days ago I talked about we had a building. A building sold down by let me get in the middle here, folks. Down by Willis Tower, the old Sears Tower. Morgan Stanley dumped a real estate holding they had gotten back several years ago at a 90% off. The bank in 2012 was worth like about $48 million, and they just dumped it for $4 million. So I'm here to tell you, somebody took a haircut in that transaction over time, and probably is not happy. Maybe they're happy to get rid of it, but someone took a loss. Someone took a loss, and that's what's happening now as these banks are starting. A lot of these bonds that they have, they were going, you know, there's different accounting methods here, folks. They're being used. So what's happening is a lot of these banks that have commercial-backed mortgage security bonds, they're starting to transition from holding to maturity to potentially selling them, putting them in the for sale column of their financial books. And when they do that, they may have to realize losses. And they start carrying potential losses on their books, and the books don't look so rosy anymore. So I'm here to tell you, be careful what's going on around you in the financial industry. And like I said, we even have the head of the Fed here. He says he doesn't think there's much risk of a repeat of 2008. That took down, back then there was like 250 banks that went under, folks. The new concerns about regional banks were triggered by $116 billion commercial real estate lender New York Community Bank, which shocked Wall Street on Wednesday when it slashed its dividend and stockpiled millions for future loan losses related to commercial real estate holdings. And this is just a one-day thing here. It says the Hicksville, New York-based lender fell 38, but in totality, yeah, and then another 11% on Wednesday and Thursday. We're here at Monday. It's going down even further. So it's like about 60% off. So if you want to look, Jerome Powell did a 60 Minutes interview. He basically said some smaller banks will have to be closed or merged out of existence due to losses tied to the values of properties across the United States that are suddenly worth much less due to the Fed's elevated interest rates and the effect of emptied out many city center buildings. So yeah, as we've talked before, a value of a commercial real estate building is valued on the value of the building and also its income generating potential. So, but when you have like 20% of that building empty, that impacts your revenue stream. You just, it doesn't have potential when it's empty. So you can only, when they calculate the value of the building, it's what tenants you currently have in the building and signed on leases, not what, the capable potential of the whole building, which may or may not be leased out. So they're only looking at the revenue stream that you currently have for the short term when they come up with that value. And a lot of these buildings, especially in Chicago, I think I'm hearing now in Chicago, the Loop area of Chicago is at like 28% empty. Michigan Avenue is at 30%. That's a retail center of Chicago, very upscale retail area of real estate. It's 30% empty, which is not good, not good. So, and if you look at, there was a building or a mall in San Francisco, the Market Square Mall, that been given back to the banks. At one point, it was worth $1.2 billion. That's what it'd be, and it recently sold for $200 million. So somebody took $1 billion loss. At one time, it was owned by Westfield malls or properties. The big mall. They have a lot of mall spaces across the United States, but they gave that one up last year, and it's in downtown San Francisco. And yeah, someone took $1 billion loss on that, folks. So when that happens, it's got to be accounted for somewhere. That's what I'm here to tell you, and that's when banks start to go under. Okay, and then I'm also here to tell you that banks are not on an island themselves. Some of these banks can have lots of tentacles that go to other banks that you may or may not realize. So when one bank tumbles or one domino tumbles, it has the potential to take other banks with it. So so there you go. Just a little background information about banks. And like I said, watch this one for the next couple of weeks because it's got some problems, and we'll see how they handle that, and if they come out of this as still a bank. And like I said, just a year ago, they were in such a great spot. They were buying up a lot of the holdings of Signature Bank from New York that were being sold as in a fire sale, basically, right? They got it 50% off, and now it's bringing them down. So something to learn there, I guess. Somebody didn't see something, and now they're paying for it. So that's what I have to say today about finance. So there you go. So be smart about what you're doing. Our stock market is a treacherous place to play. So if you're in the stock market, you better be in there long term or know what you're doing, because right now the tech sector is so elevated. I'm not sure anyone wants to touch any of those high tech stocks that had a good year last year. They definitely had a good year last year, but something's got to give, folks. I'm here to tell you something's got to give. We're going to start seeing some massive swings in the stock market. I don't know how it's doing today. Let's see what we got here. What do we have today? It's up 96%. It was down like 300 yesterday. The Dow's up 96. So, yep, it opens green as earnings flow in. So we're starting to get some earnings from some of the major companies. Those are going to tell us what's going to happen here in the first quarter. But be looking at these banks, and specifically New York Community Bank is one that you want to really stay away from. And some of these, what they call regional banks, right? Huntington, Valley National, Western Alliance, Key Corp, they all have huge exposures to commercial-backed mortgage securities, and that's getting pummeled right now, folks. For the rest of the year, even last year, we saw commercial-backed mortgage securities pummeling banks, and it's going to continue. And without the Fed to help these banks, but at some point, the Fed can only do so much, folks. The Fed can only do so much, so you're going to see some consolidation going on in the banking industry. If not, if it gets out of control quickly, and they start issuing, like I'm interested in seeing how this whole New York Community Bank plays out, because if we see deposits starting to flee and their stock price going through the floor, banks can't withstand that very well, and that's when the Fed has to step in and take over a bank and put it into receivership and find someone to take it over. So that's my lesson on finance for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe we'll do a migrant one maybe later today or tomorrow. Not much going on in the migrant. I heard Brandon was at the Grammys, and he's getting some questions about why he hasn't gone to the border. I guess Illinois had some Republicans head to the border over the weekend. So migrants are still here. Buses are still flowing, and as far as I know, state of Illinois and city of Chicago is still spending our tax dollars freely to support these curmudgeons, these border buddies, these illegals, these migrants, whatever it is you want to call them. So I'm going to end for there now. It's DJ Wonder Chrissy for Migrant Mayhem. Like, share, and subscribe to Land Cruiser Midwest. Check out all of our content. We got a little bit of everything for you. Not just migrant stuff. We got car shows. We got foodie stuff. We got slots. Got a little bit of everything. Check out the channel, folks. DJ Wonder Chrissy over and out. And God bless Donald Trump.